Sports Radio 1450. Now we go downtown to Sammy's Sports Bar and Grill and join Steve Bridge and Kevin O'Day. The Press Box on Sports Radio 1450.
And welcome down here to Sammy's Sports Bar and Grill, broadcasting live on this first day of the NCAA basketball tournament. It is Steve Bridge along with you, and special guest host Eric Pedigo alongside me as Kevin O'Day has the afternoon off, and we're watching basketball on the 417 flat panel screens down here at Sammy's Sports Bar and Grill. That's a slight exaggeration, but one exaggeration is there's no bad seat in the house to watch college basketball in the NCAA tournament down here at Sammy's, and there's no better place to do it because not only are the beverages ice cold, but the food is great and hot. Come on down here any day of the week from 11 until 1, and Sunday they are open until midnight. The kitchen open Monday through Thursday from 11 to 10, open till 11 on Friday until 8 on Sunday. They have the NCAA tournament package, so you can see, I think, whatever game you want on the air down here that is being broadcast. You can watch it on one of the beautiful Vizio flat panels that they have up around here. Probably by the time Illinois gets on, they'll pull down that fabulous 10 by 10 screen in the back, put it on the big projection. You'll get 100 square feet of Illinois basketball goodness, maybe, when they play Western Kentucky, when they take on the Big Red. Want to remind everybody about the great specials for food down here at Sammy's. As always, $10 buckets of domestic beers and the half-price appetizers from 4 until 7, Monday through Friday. You got mushrooms, onion tanglers, brat bites, or the Bosco sticks. Lunch specials every day of the week as well, Monday through Friday. Great full menu from appetizers to great sandwiches and salads, soups, and burgers. It's all here at Sammy's Sports Bar and Grill on 5th, in between Monroe and Adams. Come on down and join a bunch of people who have been here all afternoon watching the basketball games. Eric Pedigo.
Yes, sir. Hey, no problem. Thanks for having me. Huh? I tell you, I just had a delicious order of cheese fries.
But
hearing you run down the menu, I think I just got hungry all over again.
You can order again.
Mushrooms, man. I love breaded mushrooms.
529-1450 is the phone number to get in touch with us. If you want to talk a little bit about the NCAA brackets, we can do that. I think it's an obvious place to go to this afternoon. We've been watching the games, some as they have gone on here in front of us. And really, so far, I don't think we've seen a significant upset yet, Eric. We'll run through the scoreboard here in just a moment as we get going. But, their chances are there will be. But so far, Memphis gave everybody the biggest scare, being down with about the 10-minute mark, I believe, in that game. But they eventually turned things around, and we were talking, if recollection serves, that last year Memphis started a little bit slow, but John Calipari has just some incredible assemblage of talent there. And as I think about these brackets and the way two teams here have rebounded, and when you consider the job that Memphis and Kansas have done to get back to the point where they were and the talent that they have lost, it really says something about those two programs.
Oh, it's incredible. I mean, these guys lost most of their starting lineups to the NBA last season.
First-round draft picks.
And now they're back, and Memphis is a 2 seed. Kansas is a 3 seed. So I think that really speaks volumes to the coaches, to Calipari and Bill Self.
Yep. Sharon Collins leading the way now in Kansas, and Memphis without Derrick Rose, but still have some players that step up and play key roles in both those programs. Scores from today: North Carolina blows out Radford 101-58. Cal Bears fall to Maryland. That's probably the one. That's a minor upset. That's a 10 beating a 7. The Terps in the ACC blow out what has been thought of as kind of a weak Pac-10 this year. They win by 13, 84-71 over Cal. Texas A&M dumps Brigham Young in an 8-9 battle with a 9 moving on. Northern Iowa had Purdue on the ropes for a while in the late couple of minutes of that game, but Purdue holds and they win, advance. The 5 beats the 12. Purdue wins 61-56. Memphis, as we mentioned, was down for a while against Cal State Northridge, but Memphis winds up winning 81-70 as they dump Cal State Northridge, and the Memphis Tigers roll on. LSU, they defeat Butler. So the Tigers, Butler was a pick that a lot of people would like to be from the Horizon League. They lost their conference championship to Cleveland State, eating up a bubble team out there, sending Cleveland State instead. Butler, as the 9 seed, loses to LSU 75-71. So trying to think here, Indiana, I guess, is now without a team left in the final 65. I mean, I know there's not quite 65 teams left, Eric, but the state of Indiana now is only...
Where's Purdue?
Purdue would be left. That's what I was trying to think.
All right.
In years where there have been, also Indiana and Notre Dame in the basketball tournament. And I think 1 year, 3 or 4 years ago, Indiana had, I think, maybe 5 teams.
They had, I think, IUPUI was one of the teams in there. Yeah, I remember that.
And Purdue and Notre Dame and Indiana. And now the great basketball state of Indiana, with just Purdue as the lone representative out of that state, has played on. Other games from this afternoon, scores and games in progress. Connecticut has we're just wrapping up a big lead over Chattanooga on my scoreboard, 103-47, and Washington just trails early against Michigan State. Other games, and the caller, hold on here, we'll get everybody updated and go to the phones at 529-1450. Other games this afternoon, we'll give you the low seed first. Texas and Minnesota, Clemson and Michigan, Villanova and American U, Gonzaga and Akron, Duke and Binghamton, Oklahoma and Morgan State, UCLA and VCU, Illinois and Western Kentucky. Stay up late tonight, folks. They tip off at 8:55 Eastern. That's if everything goes as planned out in Portland. Take a call at 529-1450. Caller, thank you for joining the broadcast, and go right ahead.
Western Kentucky beat the Illini.
Are you a graduate of Big Red? No. Well, Western Kentucky, a lot of folks around here, Eric, even I think people who follow the Illini a little bit, are a little weary of Western Kentucky. Made the Sweet 16 a year ago.
Yeah, and a lot of people are really eager to jump on a 12 over a 5. And I've noticed that this game seems to be a popular pick this year because a 12 usually upsets a 5. I don't think it happened last year, but a lot of people are really thinking that Western Kentucky could take out Illinois. I don't seem to be. I'm not that concerned about it. I think Illinois should sneak away with the win on this one. They won't go past the second round, but I'm not too big on Western Kentucky.
Yeah, I think the big unknown here for Illinois is how they're going to react against a fairly good basketball team, but without Chester Frazier, and having Trent Meacham and Calvin Brock in uniform, and those are kind of your guys that have NCAA experience that are going to be playing in the backcourt for you. You're going to have to rely on a guy like Jeff Jordan, who is a walk-on and a non-scholarship player in a big role. Maybe Alex Legion gets a little bit of a nod in this one, although I don't think that at this point in time Legion has endeared himself to the coaching staff at all, where he can get himself into the game. If he does get himself into the game, he's going to have to shoot his way back into the lineup and not do anything to hurt himself and get taken out of that ball game quickly.
It would be really, really nice to see Alex Legion kind of play up to the potential we all thought. I was excited when they brought him in. I said, oh, good, Alex Legion. I mean, this is a serious player, and boy, have I just been disappointed. And it's not just me, everybody. This kid's just been a letdown kind of it. So he will have to step up today if Illinois wants to be good. But is Chester Frazier coming back at any time during the tournament, or is he just out?
I think he now says Chester Frazier won't play against Western Kentucky, so that was announced yesterday out in Portland. There was a lot of speculation that Chet might be in not necessarily in the lineup, that he might be in a position to be dressed and come in for defensive support still with that bad hand. But Bruce Weber announces yesterday that Chester Frazier will not be able to play against Western Kentucky. And Weber, I got to tell you, you can really learn a lot, I think, from what Bruce Weber says, because most of the times, Eric, I don't think he really mixes words, and he is pretty honest. But he says this is an interesting quote from him in the Sun-Times today from old sage Herb Gould. He says, "I hope the season isn't judged on one game, but at the same time, it's an important time of the year because everyone's watching when you get to the tournament." That doesn't sound to me like Bill Self, excuse me. That doesn't sound to me like Bruce Weber has an awful lot of confidence in this team if he says, "I hope the season isn't judged on one game." Doesn't that seem like he's setting up for the potential for him to come back and say, fans, team, countrymen, Romans, we've had a really good season, and it's not all about what we did against Western Kentucky in the tournament?
It definitely sounds like he's prepping us all for just a first-round disappointment. That's what that sounds like. He doesn't mix words, you're right, but maybe he should have a little better in this case, because to me that sounds like he's going in with kind of a lack of confidence. I don't know if we can do this without Chester Frazier, and I think you want to portray a different message going into the tournament.
Yeah,